Africa is a continent renowned for its stunning landscapes, abundant natural resources, fertile lands, and vibrant cultural heritage. Despite these immense riches, it is also home to some of the world's most impoverished nations, where millions struggle with extreme poverty. In this video, we'll explore the top 10 poorest countries in Africa. Number 10, Chad. GDP per capita, $626. Chad endures significant challenges that hinder development, including a harsh climate and scarce resources that restrict opportunities and deepen poverty. The nation also struggles with political instability, recurring droughts, and inadequate infrastructure, making life particularly difficult for its citizens. Additionally, Chad faces a growing strain on its limited resources due to an influx of refugees from conflicts in Sudan and other neighboring countries. Number 9, Liberia. GDP per capita, $580. Situated in West Africa, Liberia continues to rebuild after enduring decades of civil war and the devastating impact of the Ebola outbreak. These crises have severely weakened the nation's economy, leaving its infrastructure in disrepair and posing significant social and economic challenges for its people. Number 8, Democratic Republic of the Congo. GDP per capita, $543. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is the richest country in the world in terms of natural resources, but the ongoing civil war, political instability, and widespread corruption have made the country one of the poorest in the world. There is massive looting of mineral resources and abuse of human rights perpetuated by the ongoing conflict. Number 7, Niger. GDP per capita, $535. Situated in West Africa, Niger struggles with harsh climatic conditions that severely limit agricultural production, the backbone of its economy. The country also contends with political instability and widespread exploitation of its mineral resources, which further exacerbate poverty and hinder development efforts. Number 6, Madagascar. GDP per capita, $514. Madagascar frequently endures the destructive forces of cyclones and droughts, which severely disrupt agricultural production and threaten food security and
Republic. GDP per capita, $512. The Central African Republic, a landlocked nation, faces persistent conflicts and political instability that have plunged many of its citizens into extreme poverty. Armed groups exert control over vast regions, complicating the delivery of aid and essential services. The ongoing violence has resulted in the displacement of millions, leading to a severe humanitarian crisis and widespread suffering throughout the country.
Number 4, Mozambique. GDP per capita, $491. Mozambique is rich in natural resources, yet political instability and frequent natural disasters have severely hindered its economic progress, resulting in widespread poverty. The country faces the devastating impacts of cyclones, floods, droughts, and ongoing conflicts, which have displaced millions and contributed to a dire humanitarian crisis affecting many of its residents. Number 3, South Sudan. GDP per capita, $246. As the newest country in the world, South Sudan continues to grapple with the aftermath of years of civil war and conflict. The prolonged violence has severely damaged infrastructure and disrupted agricultural production, leaving millions in dire poverty. Today, the nation faces acute humanitarian crises characterized by widespread food shortages and significant displacement of its population. Number 2, South Sudan. GDP per capita, $246. As the newest country in the world, South Sudan continues to grapple with the aftermath of years of civil war and conflict. The prolonged violence has severely damaged infrastructure and disrupted agricultural production, leaving millions in dire poverty. Today, the nation faces acute humanitarian crises characterized by widespread food shortages and significant displacement of its population. Number 1, Burundi. GDP per capita, $237. At the bottom of the list of the poorest countries in Africa is Burundi. The nation grapples with persistent political instability, inadequate infrastructure, and pervasive poverty. Years of civil conflict and ethnic tensions have significantly disrupted the economy and led to widespread displacement, compounding the challenges faced by its population. In conclusion, the poorest countries in Africa face a complex interplay of challenges that perpetuate poverty and hinder development. From political instability and conflict to natural disasters and inadequate infrastructure, these nations struggle to provide for their populations. While many are endowed with rich natural resources, the benefits are often undermined by corruption and exploitation. Addressing these issues requires a concerted effort from both local governments and the international community to promote stability, invest in infrastructure, and enhance access to education and healthcare. By focusing on sustainable development and empowering local communities, there is hope for these countries to break the cycle of poverty and create a brighter future for their citizens.